Greetings. Today I'd like to talk about having children. I have two of my own, and I basically am speaking from a point of experience because during it I didn't know what I was doing, made a lot of mistakes. In retrospect, I could see what the mistakes were. Nonetheless, people are continuing to have children, and there are all kinds of things to be prepared for. Now, first, I'd say that if you came from a family that was dysfunctional, where the parents were not good role models or examples of what parenting should be, then when your baby comes along, your intentions may be fine, good, may be happy, whatever, but you're not going to know what the heck to do, because it would be as if someone asked you to do the polka and you'd never seen it before. So basically, you need to have an example. And if you don't have an example, maybe you can go looking for one, or research, learn, People like Mr. Rogers are, of course, very good role models. So we look at children and the process as, the term raising gets used a lot. We're going to raise some children. And that's actually not a good term, because we raise animals, we raise cattle. Children should not be raised, they should be nurtured. And trouble with our society is that about almost half of people have had such poor childhood experiences that it's created trauma. I've mentioned this before. It gets carried forward in their lives. Man, the crickets are loud. So will that 45% or so of people, are they equipped, prepared, experienced to be parents? No, they're not, unfortunately. Now, the thing about children is that you can run your mouth at them all day long about what's right, what's wrong, how to do this, how to do that, but that's not the way that they learn mainly. 90% apparently of what they learn is by observation. So you can say one thing, but if you're doing another, they will pick up on that. So I know people, for example, who shall go unnamed, but they eat terrible food, hooked on sugar, weight problems, which is everywhere now. And they yell at the children for their panic mode because they're not getting their cookie or their snack or something like that. Well, where'd they learn it from? They learned it directly from the parent. Now, another example, someone I know who is definite alcoholism. And where'd it come from? Well, their story is that it's genetic. It's in their family. So can't do anything about it. It's genetic. Well, you grew up around people drinking, and so that's what you learned. Cope with problems, stress, life by drinking. So anyway, that doesn't work either. Now, we're in a situation in our society where children are suffering, young people also, immeasurably. Suicide, self-harming, depression, anger, all sorts of dysfunction, spectrum disorders, And I might say about the spectrum disorders, if you're going to have a child, don't listen to the medical industry. Do your own research. Mother's milk is what's needed. And as far as vaccines go, we have other problems, all sorts of toxins in, you name it, detergents, scents, perfumes, clothing. There are toxic chemicals in clothing that if the child wears them will get absorbed through the skin into the body and have all kinds of detrimental effects. So when you combine all these toxins and then child comes out ADD or ADHD, something like that, it's like, oh, well, what do we do? Huh? It's so confusing. It's so complicated. So just go to Big Pharma, and they'll give you some medications to, bring down the symptoms of their disorder a little bit, So it's a big mess. And basically, if you're going to have children, what you need to do is to take a very serious and honest look at yourself and your problems, address them, and fix them. Because if you're not fixed, then your children will not be okay, because they'll be learning from a bad example. So if you are, for example, have a job where you sit all day, and I did a video about sitting recently, how bad it is for you. But if you sit all day, look at a screen, child's looking at you for cues to learn something, there's nothing there, you're sending them off into deep space alone. So no wonder kids get depressed and suicidal. So there are things that you need to cover. So if you're sitting all day, you need to stop that. You need to get another job. You need to have movement. You need to not sit. You need to work to recover your health. That guy didn't make a sound. Usually they say, coming up on your left or something, But anyway, you may not think you have any problems. Well, the thing is you do. And what will happen when your children are, adult and they have these problems? Well, they came from you. That's where they came from. So you can either stop these stupid distractions, food problems, screen addiction, not having a social life, not moving, not taking care of your body, not having a good relationship with your spouse, all these things. There are many levels to it. There's about 8 of them. I might go into those at some point next time. But at any rate, it's a serious problem, because where we are with children now, like I said, the problems, depression, suicide, obesity, health, mental, all these issues, where are they coming from? Part of it is coming from our industrial-based society, and part of it is coming forward through time, through familial dysfunctionality, basically. So anyway, it may be unlikely anyone watching this is on the way to having children. Maybe you already have children or something like that. But at any rate, children are not here to be lectured, to be told from your point of view, your opinion, your brain, what you think is right, whatever, religion, politics, whatever. They are simply to be nurtured, allowed to be who they want to be, pursue what path they want to pursue. So anyway, I'll leave it there. I'm at the end of the trail, so perfect timing. Okay, see ya.